My New Year's resolution is to live a simple life. But what does that actually mean in practice? Certainly different depending on who you are. For me, it means not buying things I don't need, having gaps between what I do, and doing one thing at a time. Having time to spend in silence and time to go walking in the forest and in nature. It also means creating space for pauses and welcoming all feelings as they arise. It is new to me to let unpleasant feelings arise and pass without resisting them. Although I am trained in mindfulness, I have not actively practiced this outside of seated meditation. In mindfulness practice, we do not push away thoughts and feelings as they arise. Instead, we welcome them. Welcome, I see you, I acknowledge you, and then let them pass. We never tell them, go away. We welcome them with kindness and allow them to pass. I tend to visualize thoughts and feelings as they pass, placing them on a cloud and letting them move on. If they return, which they often do, I meet them in the same way. And I believe I can work with feelings in the same way as they arise in everyday life, even outside of normal meditation practice. It's so easy to watch a movie, a series, YouTube, listen to music, a podcast, an audiobook. There's nothing wrong with any of that. But if you use this as a way to avoid silence and the thoughts and feelings that arise, those you don't want to meet. If you don't let thoughts and feelings be and pass, they may end up piling up in your emotional backpack. Over time, the emotional backpack can become quite heavy, and you don't always know what's at the bottom. I carry a grief, or rather many. I know I'm not alone in doing that. Right now, I'm carrying a recent sorrow that is still unfolding. I have begun practicing allowing the grief to simply exist. Sitting with it for a while, listening to the thoughts that arise around it, sad thoughts, but also angry and disappointed ones. They are all allowed to be present, and when they have lingered for a time, I gently tell them that now I am going to do something else for a while, and that I need my body and mind for that, so they may go for now. We can return to another sitting later if needed. I hope and trust that this is a helpful approach. I don't want to carry more in my emotional backpack. I would rather let it empty at a gentle, steady pace so that I can hold current experiences there until they too are ready to be released. One way to shift your focus when the time comes is to simply notice what you are grateful for. Is that difficult? It might be. Because you are still fully present in the feeling you are about to gently release. Or perhaps it is because things are going so well that you can't see the forest for the trees. What does that mean? Can life really be too good? Yes, it can. You might have it so good or be so caught up in the business that you fail to notice the simple things, which are often the very things you have the most reason to be grateful for. It's always easiest to feel gratitude after you've been seriously ill. Then you're often grateful simply for no longer coughing or the headache going away, right? But how often do you think about that when you've been healthy for a long time? It's easy to start taking for granted that the body works the way it should. I had major surgery this autumn, and when I woke up, I felt grateful that the surgery was over and I had woken up, of course. I was also grateful that there was lots of people moving around me, offering pain relief and eventually a glass of water, an ice pop, and so on. The porridge for breakfast the morning after surgery, probably nothing more than ordinary oatmeal. It was wonderfully good, and I felt truly grateful to be served it. I was also grateful to be able to get up and go to the bathroom on my own, to have a private room and be able to look out the window. That I received visitors, that I had the energy to read a few lines from a book, that I had brought a book with me, and that I had glasses so I could read the text. I could go on forever. And I think that can be a tip if you have trouble finding something to be grateful for. Sometimes it is like that. You don't need to feel bad or guilty about it. Just go back to that time when you had it really hard and what you would have appreciate it then, and you will find all those things you have to be grateful for. There's always something to be grateful for. The grief I began talking about has to do with missing certain people in my life right now. People I can't see for an indefinite period of time. Will I ever get to see them again? I don't know. When it's time to let that grief and worry take a break, I think with gratitude about the people I actually have in my life, who want to be part of my life and whom I yet to see. I start with the very closest one and then continue with those who are further out in my surroundings. And I realize that there is no clear end. There are lots of people and friends to be grateful for. And I am. I am deeply grateful to have these people in my life, and equally grateful that there is still a chance that those who are not in my life right now, but whom I hope will be again, may return one beautiful day, whether the sun is shining or the rain is falling. And now it's time to say goodbye. Hope to see you soon again.